I've always loved traveling with my mother. She was my anchor, my only real family. When we decided to take a short trip together through the East Coast, I never imagined how quickly everything would unravel. We stopped in Washington, D.C. for the night. The city was alive, but I was exhausted, so we ducked into a grand old hotel near DuPont Circle. The building looked like it had been standing for over a century, with red carpets worn thin by thousands of footsteps and chandeliers that dripped with dusty crystals. It smelled faintly of polish, old paper, and something else, something sour, like mold beneath the perfume of fresh flowers. The man at the desk greeted us politely. He gave me one room key, embossed with the number 407. I remember clearly that he looked at my mother and nodded, acknowledging her presence. She was tired, leaning on me, whispering that she just needed to lie down. We took the small brass elevator up to the 4th floor. The hallway stretched endlessly, lined with faded wallpaper patterned with flowers I couldn't name. The lights above buzzed faintly, flickering now and then as if protesting the years they'd stayed lit. Our room was simple: 2 twin beds, an old wardrobe, and a bathroom tiled in pale green. I remember sitting on the edge of my bed watching my mother unpack her scarf, placing it neatly on the nightstand beside her. She smiled at me before lying down. I must have dozed off because the next thing I remember was waking in the middle of the night. The room was dark, but I could hear something, a faint dragging sound, like fabric moving across the floor. I thought it was my mother, but when I whispered her name, there was no answer. Morning came, her bed was empty. The scarf she had placed on the nightstand was gone. Her suitcase, her shoes, everything had vanished. I panicked. I searched the wardrobe, the bathroom, even under the bed like a child. Nothing. She was gone as if she had never been there. I rushed to the front desk, heart hammering. My mother, she's missing. We checked in together last night. The clerk frowned. Sir, you checked in alone. Room 407 has only ever been occupied by one guest. I insisted. I described her scarf, her suitcase, even the way she had leaned on me when we arrived. The man's expression didn't change. He checked his records, turned the ledger toward me. My name, one guest, no mention of her. I demanded to speak with someone else. The manager came, calm, apologetic, but equally firm. Perhaps you dreamed it. Traveling can be exhausting, but you are alone, sir. You've always been alone. The words made my stomach twist. I ran back upstairs, burst into the room, hoping to find some trace of her, but the second bed was neatly made, the sheets untouched, the pillows perfectly in place, as though no one had ever slept there. For hours I begged them, argued, pleaded. Other staff echoed the same thing. I had checked in alone. They looked at me with a mixture of pity and caution, as though I were losing my mind. I couldn't leave, not yet. I stayed another night in that cursed room, too terrified to sleep, my eyes darting to the empty bed. At some point, exhaustion claimed me. I woke to the same dragging sound, louder this time, closer. When I turned toward the second bed, I saw it, an impression on the sheets, the dip of a body lying there. The covers shifted, as though someone invisible was turning toward me. I couldn't move. My breath caught in my throat. Slowly, the sheets began to pull back, as if unseen hands were climbing out of the bed. The last thing I saw before the lights flickered out was my mother's scarf, lying on the floor between the beds. And then, whispering. A woman's voice, low and cracked, so close to my ear. You should have left when you had the chance.